I have a question for Andrew. What priority do you feel like you had to sacrifice the most?
Like
As far as like letting go of, or not letting go, but maybe shifting a priority and making one more significant than the other. Like,
yeah, no, I think that.
you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. And that's kind of a difficult question for me to answer, only because I felt like I didn't have that many priorities to begin with. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, really?
I mean, I'm a very introverted person. I don't really like. I have friends, but I don't. Right? You know what I mean? Like, I'll hang out with them if they ask me to, but I will never be the first person to reach out. That kind of guy, right? But I had the same kind of, I don't want to say robotic, but in a way it was robotic, kind of like lifestyle, going home, you know, just doing my hobbies and working out and then going to work the next day. Just because I feel like now, especially in my 20s, I'm more focused than ever because I want to be able to put myself ahead while I can, instead of waiting until I'm like 30, 40, 50, be like, man, I should start getting to work.
Yeah.
You know, so, because I don't want to work forever. But yeah,
That's
no, I
fair.
think a priority that I had to really do is actually in our studio here, right over there, I got a gaming system. And I think video games is something that I kind of have to cut out right now because I feel like I can get so distracted from it. And I know that could be like a boring answer, but it's true. Like,
No, it's your answer.
certain hobbies you just have to, especially hobbies that you adopted as a kid, are gonna have to put in the back burner until you get to a spot to where you can comfortably do any hobby that you want, that you actually enjoy, regardless if it makes you money or not.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't touched a
Controller.
gaming system or controller, I should say, in like months.
Yeah.
Like, it's been months. Like, when I can answer my own question. I'm the type of person where I like to feel productive. And if I feel like I'm not productive, then I automatically think I'm lazy. And I know I shouldn't think that, but that's something I have to get out of a little bit. So before I got this job that I'm at right now, I was let go from a previous job. And so I put on my priority not to play video games until I got another job.
Yeah.
And I had to sacrifice that because I feel like for me, video games is fun. It's like a reward system in my head when I play video games. So in my time of in my time of trying to find a job, I didn't want to put in my brain like a reward system, because to me, the reward is getting a job.
Yeah.
Right? And so once I got a job, okay, I can go back to playing video games. And so that was just something I wanted to share with the listeners when we were talking about video games.
Yeah.
And so,
Well, I mean, it flew right in. So.
yeah, no, I didn't touch a gaming system until I got another job.
Yeah, and that makes sense. You know,
Yeah.
you got to be able to kind of put things on the back burner and allow yourself to thrive in whatever it is that you're doing. So, yeah, no, that's good. Now, what do you think is like the number one thing that you had to do in terms of shifting your priorities when it came to our relationship? Like, what do you think is the one thing that just changed drastically?
The way I saw the world.
Yeah.
Like, I know that's so deep, but it is. Like,
What do you mean by that, though? Elaborate.
Well, when Andrew proposed to me, I'm going to tell you guys this. I did not sleep for a whole week. I couldn't sleep. Not because it's a bad thing, but my life truly changed. Like, it really did. I went home after the proposal and I sat in my room and I sat on my bed and I was like, whoa, like
Changed your life.
I'm going to be a wife. And so it really did change my life. And so now I look at the world differently. I look at people differently. And so I set more boundaries, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing I set more boundaries, because as a person who is growing up in the world and as a young person who's growing up in the world, I never really was taught necessarily how to set boundaries. And so I had to figure that out by myself. And now that I'm engaged, I feel like I'm still trying to figure it out, how to set boundaries, how to talk to people, even how to communicate with Andrew now, because he's not just my boyfriend anymore. He's my fiance. He's going to be my husband. So it's a lot of change that's happening. And I had to definitely definitely try to think about my whole life
Man,
in one.
Can't believe I did that. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
you did.
That's crazy.
You changed my life
Oh, you're welcome.
when you went to go get the ring.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, shoot. Yeah. Now that changed my bank account. So, it's all good though. But yeah, no, that's a good example right there of changing your priorities. But
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, definitely. I think for me, I mean, I was just talking about in general. I wasn't even talking about when I proposed to you. I was just saying.
in general?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
oh man, I'm trying to think about different scenarios without going too in depth because we want to keep that boundary between our listeners and us. But
but we want to be still as transparent as we can.
Yeah, as transparent, and we want to share with you guys as much as we can.
Yeah,
I think that one scenario Andrew knows is that we still struggle with some things. We still struggle with trying to maybe be accustomed to each other's personality, and what does it look like to prioritize our relationship more than our friends or more than going out, and what does that truly look like? And we're still trying to figure it out, because Andrew's priority, the way he thinks of me prioritizing our relationship is different from how I think we should prioritize our relationship.
Okay.
And so we're trying to compromise and come together with that.
Yeah. No, I think that, that was well said. But yeah, no, I think for me, in terms of if we're going to go the whole proposal route, I think the one thing that really changed for me, mentally at least, was, man, I'm in charge of a family moving forward. Like, I get it, we're not officially married yet at the time of this recording, but regardless, I want to be ahead, you know what I mean? Or at least on time when it comes to, our finances, getting things together, like making sure that as a husband, I'm prepared to take care of a family, even if it's just us for right now, right?
Yeah, because, we are a family.
Yeah. So I want to be able to make sure that my wife is taken care of, and we don't just get into a marriage and it's like, well, we're this much in debt, let's get to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But yeah, for sure, that's one thing that really changed my mind. I'm still in the process of figuring out what I can do as a married man to be, right, to make sure we're not going to be in financial debt, and that's really what I try to do, not only just for our relationship, but to inspire young men out there that you don't need to be single if you found the right girl, right? You don't need to be single until you're 30, 40 to find the one so you can take care of them. Does it have its perks? Sure. Like being single longer, you don't have to have the stress of taking care of another human being, or multiple human beings if you have kids, right? Not multiple girlfriends, which some of them do. Which
right.
That's
some
a whole nother
y'all.
topic. But anyways, the burden of, not even burden, just the responsibility of taking care of someone else. I'm trying to be an inspiration to those who are wanting to marry the one that they feel like they're truly in love with and still become wealthy. Because I think and believe that is truly possible if you do it the right way, if you are able to communicate effectively with your partner who has the same mindset as you. Because the one thing that is not just because she's beautiful, but because she has a dream to be financially well off as well, is what attracts me to Derek.
Yeah. Like I said, I will have generational wealth. Our kids will have generational wealth, and I speak that over our family because that's something I always wanted. For some reason, as a little girl, I don't know why I was thinking about money. I don't know. I was like 8, like, I want to be, I want to be set.
What's that one song? It's all about the money.
It's all about the money, babe.
Yeah.
The Benjamins. Yes, I know that song.
Yeah.
I can't think about the words right now. But no, I mean, even like I was saying, even as a little girl, I wanted to be not just rich, right? I wanted to be well off. I wanted to be comfortable, and I knew that. And I think that's a seed God put in me, because I feel like, because I know that's my future. Yeah. And I know that I want to get there, and I want to be able to take care of our parents and, I don't want my kids to want for anything, and they won't. So I think that's something that Andrew and I both prioritize, and that's what also brought me to Andrew as well. And yeah, it was a great love story.
Yo, speaking of children, right? I have this could be a whole nother episode, but I got like a list of things that I want to do for my kids, you know, by age, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Like things that I wish that my dad would have taught me and like made me do as a young guy, just because like, man, that's a whole nother thing. But stay tuned for that. Put it down in the comments if you think you'd be interested in hearing that.
Right.
Just because
DM
I
us.
feel like there's a lot of things that as parents, we're not parents yet, but as a parent, right, you would think you would want your kid to know, or that you wish that you would have told them sooner. So
yeah, for sure. Oh, that's definitely an episode.
Yeah, for sure.
Have we done that before?
No, well, because we don't have kids, so we don't really do children
That's right.
Oriented episodes.
Children content.
But maybe we can have guests on our show who have children.
Right.
So, you know, we can definitely do a little guest interview on that.
Guest parents.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be our parents. It's like, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I mean, my dad said he would be on the show. But
yeah.
Anyways, y'all, man, this has been a good time.
It has been a great time.
But anyways, y'all, we are going to end the episode right now. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, and I'm going to end off with the message after we do our handles. So, Derry, do your handles real quick.
Okay, yes. So my handles is for Snapchat, it's going to be little_Derry27, and Instagram, it's going to be Derry_Productions.
I've taught you so well. But for me, Instagram is going to be DrewMartin51, and for Snapchat, we are going to do Andrew Martin 380. So, and don't forget to follow our Set Apart Podcast Instagram, Set Apart Podcast, all lowercase _. And then also follow us on Podbean, which we are going to be distributing all of our episodes throughout all the major platforms, whether you have Android or Apple, iOS. We're going to do Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. So stay tuned for that. And ending off with a simple message here, you know, when it comes to priorities, the sooner you start, the better, only because if you stay on track, or at least get the idea of what you want your priorities to look like, it'll be better for you in the long run, just because you won't have to play catch up when you're older. Seems like a simple concept, but many people put it off because they think time is endless. But anyways, guys, stay set apart and have a great day. Peace.